Namaste to all. I have made several videos in the recent past on the same topic that Almighty God strictly prohibits non-vegetarian food. I was seeing recently some videos about beef controversy wherein people have been taking the shelter of a book named The Myth of Holy Cow by Dr. Dianja, and then they have been saying that this book says that Vedas allow eating meat, Vedas allow killing the cow, eating beef, etc. etc. My Acharya Swami Ram Swarup Yogacharya has written a beautiful reply to that book. The book name is Protect the Holy Cow Says Vedas, which is specifically written against the book The Myth of Holy Cow. And this book is also available for free reading for all of us in the website vedmandir.com. I request one and all to spend some time to read that book in the website. It's extremely beautiful book. We can understand very detailed secrets on various Ved mantras. In that book, in one of the page, my Acharya beautifully writes about the punishment or what Almighty God says in Rigveda 10 by 27 by 6, where God states, those who suck the blood of others and consume their flesh, they do not praise me but are thankless persons. So we have to understand there are so many religions which consume flesh and then they think that they can worship, they are worshipping Almighty God. They do prayers 4 times, 5 times, 100 times a day. So God says in the Vedas that those people are thankless persons because they consume the flesh and blood of others. So God does not consider that worship as a worship. And also mantra states, I also see and know those who are God believers, God fearing, and thus struggle against the consumers of flesh and blood. And those who are consuming the flesh, I am looking at them and know them, and my wrath and anger would fall definitely and immediately on them. Idea of this mantra is that God being omnipresent and almighty, He sees and knows very well those who are consumers of flesh and blood, and soon He punishes them badly. We have to understand one thing, God does not punish immediately. There are millions of karmas waiting and we have to go through the karma cycle. But when the time comes, the punishment that one can get for the killer of animals, innocent animals, cannot be bearable. It will be really unbearable, and that is what is quoted in the mantra Atharvaveda 1 by 16 by 4. Om yadi nogam hansi yadyashvam yadi purusham tam tvasi sena vidyamo yatano aso aviraha. My Acharya writes beautifully that hansi means to kill. Vidyamaha means to be killed, must be killed. That means the mantra says, Yadi nahagam ashwam yadi purusham hansi. If you kill our horse or cow or innocent person, then you must be killed. The person who is killing the innocent person or cow or horse must be killed by Sisena. Sisena means bullet of glass. This is the punishment awarded to the killer of cow or horse or to the killer of innocent person in the ancient times. Because the ruler of the country is the learned of Vedas. So a learned of Vedas who rules the countries has to put this kind of punishment. Unfortunately, we do not live in a country, or there is no one in this world who is learned of Vedas, who is ruling the country. So there is no punishment for killer of animals. Of course, that does not mean that God will not punish. God will definitely punish when the time comes. And who is considered as killer of animals or killer of cow? Manusmriti 5 by 51 states, Anumanta, he who orders the slaughter of cow, he is a killer of cow. Vishita, he who cuts the flesh into pieces is killer of cow. Nihanta, the butcher is killer of cow. Kra Vikrayi, buyer and seller of flesh, is also killer of cow. Sanskarta, who cooks the meat, is also killer of cow. Upaharta, who serves the food, also is killer of cow. Cha Kadaka, and one who eats is also killer of cow. So this is the punishment. The punishment by God in the Vedas is that person must be killed by the bullet of glass. It's a very stringent punishment, death punishment. So if we kill the cow or horse, then the punishment awarded by Almighty God is the death punishment. Whereas today people are speaking in television, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram that in Vedic age people used to kill animals. Whereas there is not even a single mantra in the Vedas like that. In fact, the main word for yajna in the Vedas is advaraha. Advaraha means where there is no violence. Even in the yajna, my acharya always says that in the yajna you cannot even, like a small baby is sitting, he or she is doing mischievous activity, you cannot even shout at the baby because that is considered as violence by Almighty God. So you cannot bring the small children who are doing mischievous activities in the yajna. You can take them away from the yajna, because in the yajna you cannot shout at any other person, you cannot harm anybody else even by words or by shouting, or no violence is allowed in the yajna. So whereas the people who are speaking in television with zero knowledge of Vedas, with zero knowledge of Gurukul, they are trying to say that in Vedic era people used to kill the flesh of animals, they used to distribute the flesh of animals, etc., which is totally anti-Vedic. We have to always promote and stand by the truth, and the truth are the Vedas. I have made several videos. Please spend some time in my playlist Common Misconceptions. I have tried to clarify many common misconceptions which we unknowingly think that these are from Vedas. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.